Yo, hi, hello. Um, so I'm making a series of videos for MapleStory Worlds focused on the basics of creative mode. I the reason I'm doing this is because I recently found MapleStory Worlds like 2 weeks ago after wanting to get back into MapleStory because I haven't played the game in a few years now. So I found MapleStory Worlds and it looked really cool. I liked map editors in Warcraft 3, StarCraft. My videos, probably with the exception of this one, are going to be 5 minutes long at most. So these first few videos are going to be very simple and they're going to go over very basic things. Um, it's probably not going to be for you if you already know basic level of coding or anything. However, before you close the video and leave, there's a few things I would recommend if you don't know anything about Lua and you just recently found MapleStory Worlds. There's nothing I can add really, but I recommend you watch the video called from Fireship called Lua in 100 seconds on YouTube. It should be in the description below. I'd recommend you checking that out. It shows you the basics of Lua. It's going to help you a lot when it comes to coding, so you're not just starting off with no knowledge at all. Especially recommend you going through the Nexon documentation. That'll also be in the link below. You also, if you're currently in the create mode and you click the help section at the top right, I'll show it in this video as well. That will also bring you there. So I'll recommend you do that as well. And it shows you the properties of each function and everything, and it's really good. In future videos, I'm going to be going over a little bit more advanced stuff, but at the start it's going to be very basic. They're going to be short videos, just bite size, so that like in the future if someone comes and watches these, they can slowly follow step by step and they don't need to be an expert. I'm going to assume that you, the viewer, knows nothing. Right now we're on the basic screen right now of MapleStory Worlds. You probably already, before you even went into the create mode, already looked at it, wanted to play some old school MS, Rtail. Really great project that they have going on here. You know, and when you open up MapleStory Worlds, it's going to be a screen you're on. Pretty cool screen, everything cool. You see a bunch of projects. MapleStory has like a game jam thing going on right now. You might want to check that out as well. So on this screen, you're going to want to click on create, right? Then you see I have a couple of projects here. Click create new. We're going to start with basics. It gives you something to start with, you know, movement and all that. You want to create new. So honestly, this is how slow it's going to be. I'm going to just be showing, like, explaining these, like, you know, the top menus, like load, new. Like if you click new, that creates a whole new project. If you're trying to create just a new map, there's a different way to do that. You don't want to do this. This is if you're trying to make a whole new project or design or something. This is not for creating just a new map that you teleport to with like a portal. You got load also, once again, to load your completely new maps. You saw those earlier. You got your import and export. I'm not going to click them because I don't know what's in my file system and I don't like showing that off. I'm a private person in that sense. But what it essentially is so you can export your project and you can import it. So if you're like, want to go from your computer to your laptop, or if you want to share it with a friend so they can work on it while you're doing something else. I'm not too sure how shared projects works. I haven't done that yet. Now, something I would recommend you do is you save right now, because if to show you release, you're going to have to save anyway. So save right now. You're going to need to do this at some point in time. Might as well do it now, that while you're here. Make a world name. I'm just going to say YouTube map. I don't know. So it's saving right now, as you can see in the middle right there. Then you can go back, interact with it, then release. This is literally just you got your map at a place that you think is good enough to be playable. Then you can have your description, have the genre type that you believe your game's going to be in, playability. It can also be private if you want it to only be for your friends, or to be announced if it's not like a, you know, ready yet. You got your user feedback settings. Once you publish a game, you can use this. It's going to be for managing your feedback notifications and all that stuff. I'm not too sure about it. I've never published a game yet. You have your revisions. That's going to be like your different revisions of your game as you release new updates and stuff. Maybe your latest update, there's something you're not happy with, you can go back to an older revision. I'm pretty sure like once that's something you're going to more likely use once you've finished your project, because at that point, you know, you're not going to want to be making complete sweeping changes, and the revisions I'm pretty sure is really good for that. You can click create new revision. They ask you for a description. You don't have to put anything in there really, and then like edit. You can download the revision. I'm pretty sure what revisions is just does is it's like it's saving the current state of your map, and you can just reload it, right? And you can revert your current map back to that if you did something that you don't like. I think it's supposed to be like you know, saving like exporting your file so you can have a backup of it. I think revisions are just for like backing up. You got your settings. You can set the graphical quality, you can set the resolution, sound, all of that stuff that you want to have. I'm gonna put those on. I don't know why I have them off currently. You got your edit, you know, your basic stuff, undo, redo, cut, copy, you know, paste, duplicate, rename, all that stuff here. Then there's play here, all that stuff. So I'm gonna go over that, the play and all that after. Then this is, if you want to make a new map to teleport to, this is also a place you can do it. I'm not going to use this one right here because in the window menu, there's a better visual way of doing it. But it's all the same in the end. And then creating entities, creating scripts, folders, and all that. There's a better way of doing all this stuff too. So I don't really use this menu all that often. You got your panels, where you can see a bunch of different stuff, views, all that stuff, you know, hierarchy right here. So like, once again, I don't really use this all that often, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be certain times where you use it. I'm just new, so I've never really used that all that often. And as I was saying earlier about maps, this is where you're gonna have your whole map list and all that, create a new map and all that. Animation editor, I've never used most of these except for like the top 3. I'll start with script manager. You know, this collider visualizer is a really cool thing, especially if you want to like see the collision box of multiple characters. If you don't know what that means, it doesn't really matter. It just shows the box in which outline of a box that like when it touches another box, it outputs a signal or whatever, which then you can utilize to, well, like, you know, determine if something was hit, so you deal damage, or whether you entered a jump pad, you know, which is pretty cool. Like if you're if you want to make like a quick little jump pad, because they don't have no launch pads or jump pads or springs in here by default. They do if you use design mode, but they don't have it in create mode. I'm not too sure why. They probably will add it later. I think it's just an oversight. Then you have map list. Like I was saying earlier, you're not going to really use it in create all that often. Using it here is really nice because you can see as you create new maps and everything. Also in the hierarchy, you will see that too, right? But you know, let's create a new map real quick. See, map 1 is what we're currently on. Map 2 is what we just finished creating. And then we can load that map for the next button. This one's pretty cool too. See here, there's just nothing here. Oh, I forgot to introduce this. There's Q for your basic cursor. So that's if you're gonna like drag anything on here. I'll go further into that later. Probably in another video because I want to keep these videos short. There's W, so those the hotkey, but then you can also click it, which allows you to move around. Then there's E to erase, so Shift E to erase. So I'm gonna just click move around for now. So this right here toggles tile editor. which means you can just start placing tiles right away. And to place tiles, you cannot be clicked on W or this hand. That's to move the screen. You can also move the screen using middle mouse button, so you never really need to use it. But then while you're in the tile editor, while it's toggled, you can like start placing tiles, which is I don't use the middle mouse button all that often because my middle mouse button is kind of broken. Classic, you know, they only last for a little while. I need to buy a new mouse. And then there's MapleStory map. This thing right here is cool. So as you can see, you can go here, you can click on Victoria Island, right? Then they have a bunch of different other things in here. You can click on like South Peary, whatever, you know, and then it's pretty cool. You can also click on like Maple Island, which shows a bunch of different stuff. You can click on Hennessy, all these other things right here. But I don't really use this screen all that often, though there is a way to just like search, you know, Kerning City, whatever. I use the world map more often because I'm more used to the world map. So you can just like, for example, click on Victoria Island. It's all in Korean, but if you play MapleStory long enough, you probably know where everything is. And you see Kerning City's right here. You can click that. You can click load map. It'll load Kerning City. Same with all these little extraction site and all that stuff. And then also, if you want to search, you can still search through here, like City. It puts it right here. You can load it here. It maps it right there. So it's pretty cool. I like it. You can go through all these different things. I'm not sure of all of these because I haven't played MapleStory in a little while. But then there's also like a drop down for your current area that you're in. Maple World, you know, you have all your stuff right here. It's pretty cool. Since I'm clearly a big fan of Kerning City, I'm gonna go and load up Kerning City right now. This is something you need to be cautious about. If you want to load a new map from a Maple map, make sure it's on a fresh map or on a map that you do not care about, you haven't did any editing to, or you wanted to erase it anyway, because it's going to erase it. You can see here, your map will be overwritten. It's going to overwrite the current map. So there you go. And that's honestly, I would like to go and do more, but I'm going to kind of break the videos in sections. I want them to be small, bite-sized. So this is the good place to stop. If you're following along, you might want to start saving the video here. If you like the video, you don't have to subscribe or anything, but there's probably going to be a playlist. Once I have more than one video, there's going to be a playlist made. If you watched till this point, thank you very much for watching the video. Thank you for watching. My name is Togen Otaku, and hopefully to see you for the next video.